Today, I'm going to talk to you about the number one reason that your AI chatbot is failing your customers, and that is your knowledge foundation. If your AI is giving wrong answers or sending customers in circles or just flat out missing the mark, I can almost guarantee that the problem isn't your AI technology. It's what you're feeding it. Welcome to the Rush to Resolution podcast. This is part 2 of my 4-part series on implementing successful AI chatbots. This series is going to give you the blueprints for addressing issues with failing chatbots and the 3-part framework for turning around your AI support from a liability into an asset. In my work with SaaS companies, I've found that even the most advanced AI systems fail when built on knowledge bases designed solely for customers to find their own solutions, or it's stuffed so full of keywords for richer SEO value while they're missing the vital pieces for AI consumption. So today, I'm going to give you 7 principles for rebuilding your knowledge foundation, which is focused on both self-serve support and unlocking AI-powered support. Your knowledge base needs to be focused on the customer readability, while it has the elements AI needs to provide great answers. By the end of this podcast, you should be able to conduct a comprehensive knowledge audit of your internal and your external documents, rewrite content to follow a clear structure that's beneficial for both AI and self-serve, as well as structure information in a format that matches how customers actually ask questions. All right, so there's a problem with traditional knowledge bases. So let's take a look at the structure of support articles that most companies have right now. Here are the 6 issues that lead AI-powered support towards failure. The first issue is support articles contain marketing language. I mean, when a product launches a new feature, marketing has created the story, and many times that marketing language makes its way to the support article, and specifically at the top of the support article because it sounds good, right? In this example that I'm showing here, it talks about how intuitive and powerful the feature is right at the top. Second one would be lacking clear answers in the title. So when a customer asks your AI, how do I reset my password? And you have an article titled Account Security Best Practices with Password Reset buried in the paragraph 7, your AI is going to struggle no matter how advanced the technology is. The third one is the steps to solve the issue are halfway down the page. So as a customer, if I have to scroll past the marketing language to get to the answer, I might not make it to the solution. The steps need to be more accessible towards the top. The next one is solutions are in the media. Not all AI models can read images or videos and create solutions, at least not yet. If your support page has an image that shows the solution, but the answer in the step-by-step process isn't written out in text, AI will not be able to decipher the correct answer to present to your customer. The 5th issue is a support article contains multiple related topics. If you combine all best practices for security in one support article, it develops confusion for the correct answers. The last issue is internal jargon that doesn't make sense to customers. Sometimes internal terms make their way to a support article that aren't part of the customer's workflow, and the company uses these terms so much that you might think that it's an industry term, but internal jargon confuses customers with unclear answers. So these 6 issues are causing confusion with AI-powered responses in traditional knowledge bases. Now, if this sounds like your knowledge base, don't worry. I'm going to give you the 3-step process to rebuild your knowledge base for AI success. So the first step is conducting a full external and internal knowledge audit. This is the structure that you need to turn a good knowledge base hub into a powerful one. So we're going to start with the company-wide content that you're auditing. These are the places that your company stores information about the product and the functions. First will be the customer-facing knowledge articles. These are going to be the obvious ones where all the information is usually updated. Second would be the internal support documentation that may not receive as much love as the public-facing documentation. Third would be product release notes. Sometimes product release notes don't match up with those 2 first ones, customer-facing and internal-facing. Fourth is training materials. And if you're doing some internal training, sometimes that could be one of the last things to be updated. 5th would be common email templates. And then 6th would be those chat and ticket transcripts that you can pull from to be able to make sure that everything is all synced together. And your first focus should be on the customer-facing support articles. However, this is the time to organize all of your content so it's all linked together. This will create company-wide value that I'll cover in a bit. Right now, let's focus on the content of the support articles. So you want to be able to scale the auditing process so this can be used in the future by your knowledge specialist or your operations manager. So pick whatever tool your company already uses as a task management software, like Linear, Airtable, Asana, Trello, even Google Sheets works. The key is linking all of your content in one place. So you're going to start by organizing your sections. In this case, this section is called security. The issue or intent is going to be password reset. Link the relevant external and internal content to this intent to show all of those 5 pieces of content how they're going to link into password reset. So when you take a step back and you think about it, I know this sounds like a lot of work, but what you're doing is creating a source for changes. You're also changing the responsibility from being reactive, changing content when somebody discovers that it's not valid, to being proactive, regularly reviewing and updating all content when the product changes. For instance, when product and design change the password reset page, you'll be able to reference this task management board and swap out all the screenshots, ensuring you have the correct instructions for your AI chatbot, your self-serve customers all taken care of, and your employees all know how to be trained on the right things there. So here's a proactive pro tip. Provide a way for the rest of the company to inform you of upcoming product changes or invalid content. So create an intake form, a questionnaire, a Slack command, whatever works for you, so you can get the entire company working together to maintain your company's knowledge base. Also, make sure that your support team uses this updated knowledge base as their go-to resource. When they spot gaps, like missing answers during a chat, they can flag it via this intake form. This keeps your base alive and your team driven. Bonus tip, make the intake work assignable and measurable. The best way to do this is to create a separate board on the task management software to show the company's input, the number of revisions made, who made those impactful changes, because this is a huge ROI for knowledge base impact. Okay, so you've set up the structure. Your content is grouped and organized. The next step is to review each of those pieces of content. So this would be a great time to delegate content checks. So think about this. If you have 10 people spend 1 hour a week, only 1/40th of their work time, that saves you 10 hours. So this is what you're specifically documenting from your review of each piece of content. Outdated information is the primary piece of content, which happens when there isn't someone designated to manage the knowledge. Create a rewrite indicator in your task management software so you can filter by all of the content pieces that need a rewrite. Another piece to identify in your task management is a title change or a mismatching intent. If the main reason customers reach out is about password reset, just change the intent from security best practices and then document the changes that were made. The third piece that you're looking for is a structure problem. For instance, if I had password reset on multiple support articles, since it's a best practices page, you want to create a cross-reference indicator to decide where the content should live and where it should be removed. The last one is usually most difficult at this stage of the process. It's identifying knowledge gaps. Now that you've created an organized structure of your knowledge, what's missing? So list out the new intents that will provide answers to some of the most technical issues. Now, talking about organizing in your task management software, my suggestion is to make a drop-down field in your list with fields like up to date, rewrite, cross-reference, new content, something like that. And you might expand on these options, change them up in the future as you start to delegate the work too. Now that you've organized your list of intents, what notes do you need to take? The double click into each of these intents should provide clear context on that missing intent. So this is my content audit framework to dive deeper into each intent. Like, these are the questions that I really think to myself whenever I'm looking at this content. The first question is, does this actually address the customer's intent it should address? Consider this like a title change or ensuring that the solution is in the first paragraph. Does this include primary keywords customers use when asking about this? So this is not only for SEO value, but obviously for AI to learn how to connect the solution with all of the probable questions. What is the priority for rewriting the content, like high, medium, low? Look for articles with high views, but low resolution rates or frequent escalations. These are going to be your high priority fixes. Rewriting your knowledge base is going to be a big job, and everything can't be considered high priority. So try to assign less than 10% to high priority. And the last one is, who are the subject matter experts to verify accuracy? So put on the delegation hat and list out the departments that can validate content for this intent. By conducting this thorough content check, you will be able to simplify information across all external and internal documentation, and you're setting up your knowledge for success. Both AI-powered support and customer self-serve support will benefit from this. Now, let's talk about what it actually means to write for AI consumption and how to use intent tagging effectively. I'm going to use this example of the password article. Since we've already talked about what needs to change, I'm going to show you what AI needs to see. But before I do, know that we're going to take this and build on it moving towards the final product. I've stripped everything away so that we can add to it. What we're looking at is a platform agnostic example. This is only the starting point of the content or the tags that AI needs to provide clear answers. Bigger customer communication platforms might already have user segments, product area, last verified details in the articles. And all of this information helps AI understand when to surface the content, who it applies to, how current the information is, and where to direct customers for related questions. Let me be clear. You don't need to use these headlines, intent, user segments, direct answer. This is only a framework to visually follow along with what I'm showing you here. So we're going to dive into the 7 principles when you're rewriting content for AI. You want one clear intent per article. So you're going to split security best practices into reset password and so on. Keep primary keywords and titles and intros for SEO, but avoid keyword stuffing. AI prefers concise answers over padded text. For example, how to reset your password beats password reset tips and tricks. So this helps for both AI and search engines alike. The next one you need is categorize content. User segments, product area, last verified. Like I said, those are likely details in the support articles if you're using platforms like Intercom, Zendesk, Help Scout. But if you're using a website that's not specific to customer support help articles, you might have to add these content pieces in your article. Like for those that are using WordPress or another blog system as their support articles, you want to change the publish date to the current date to show when it was last updated. You want to front load your answers. Put the solutions first. To reset your password, click Forgot Password on the login page. No digging required. Give customers the answers straight away. The next one is use customer language. Ditch the internal terms like authentication flow. Say password reset like your customers do. Think of AI as a smart assistant who needs short, clear directions. The next one is step-by-step instructions. Turn any paragraphs you have for instructions into bullets. Go to login, click Forgot Password, check your email. Keep it kind of simple there. The next one is style formatting. Utilize that style formatting such as headers or bulleted lists because rich formatting is a core principle to allow AI to scan the article and find the right solutions for your customers. The last one is media descriptions. When you use photos or videos, you want to add accompanying text to explain what that media is, which provides AI with the right context to give your customers. Don't expect the pictures to be scanned by AI to provide that solution. So there is a confusion as of March 2025 when I'm recording this podcast. There's an issue that continues to confuse AI-powered content across different support platforms. If your company has multiple products and these products share the same knowledge base, there have been cases where AI provides answers about the other product if customers are contacting about this one. For instance, if the instructions for a password reset are different from product A than they are with product B, the instructions given to the customer are not aligned. So one solution is to provide separate knowledge hubs per product and ensure that your chatbot directs them to the right hub before answering those questions. All right, the final step, step 3, is restructuring your content to match how customers actually ask questions. Traditional documentation is often task-oriented: how to export data, setting up a new account. But customers ask specific questions. Why didn't I receive the reset email? Why did the reset link expire? What are the password requirements? So here's how you could implement Q&A restructuring. Go ahead and pull the top 100 questions from your chat transcripts and support tickets and then group them by topic. For each question cluster, create a dedicated document that uses the most common customer phrasing as the title, provides a direct answer in the first paragraph, includes a step-by-step instructions, addressing those common follow-up questions, and then also link to related questions. Now that you have the basic structure for AI, format the content to reflect your company's tone so that customers can see this in the self-serve route, search engine optimization reflects it whenever customers still Google the answer, and your AI chatbot can also be trained on the way that it should provide answers. Like I said in the beginning, these aren't theoretical concepts. Once you accomplish this foundational shift in your knowledge base, you're going to see an improvement in customer satisfaction, improving AI accuracy, reducing escalations to human support, and also decrease time to resolution. If your product is growing and your customer base is growing, you can see how important this will be for your company, and it's worth the investment. This is how you can make the pivotal shift in just 1 quarter. Weeks 1 through 2, conduct that comprehensive audit and planning. Weeks 3 through 7, rewrite your highest priority content. So 10% of your knowledge base, or even 20% if you're going to get into the medium priority. Week 8, 2 months in, retrain your AI chatbot with the new content. So weeks 9 through 13, the last month of the quarter, continue to iterate, retrain, and measure while rewriting your medium priority content. So consider this question: what will it take to make this investment next quarter? Start putting a pen to paper and estimate the workload and build a proposal. I'll say this again, it can't be done by one person. This is a company-wide initiative to be the foundation of internal and external knowledge. So let's recap the 3 steps to rebuild your knowledge foundation. First, conduct a comprehensive knowledge audit of your internal and external documents. Second, rewrite content to follow a clear structure that's beneficial for both AI and self-serve. And then third, structure information in a format that matches how customers actually ask questions. You don't need a genius to do this. You just need a team that's willing to pitch in. So start with one topic, small topic, and then scale up as you see those results. If you do dive in, the process of seeing results typically takes about 6 to 8 weeks depending on the size of your knowledge base. So start with your highest traffic topics and see results quickly. If you're struggling with AI implementation, I'd like to offer you a 30-minute strategy session. I'll review your current setup, identify the most pressing issues, and then map out the next steps to turn your AI chatbot from a customer frustration into a competitive advantage. Click the link in the description to schedule your call with me, because I've helped companies just like yours transform their AI support, and I'd love to show you how I can do the same for you. If you found this helpful, subscribe with your favorite platform for more practical CX strategies, and drop a comment with your biggest challenge about your knowledge base. Have a great day and a productive week.